Amy here with Midday Motivation. So this is kind of a tough topic, but I do believe that if we are trying to work on the best versions of ourselves and every day we're trying to do, better habits and build better habits and, we're trying to focus on that positive attitude and living in gratitude, I think part of that is letting go of your past and understanding that you can't dwell or sit in your past. The only way to get through life is to get through and go through it and to feel all the feels and everything that is happening to you. And you just cannot live in your mistakes or your failures or your heartaches or whatever it is. You can't sit and dwell there and live in it. It's not good for you. It's not good for your mental state. It's not good for anybody. And you're never going to truly be who you can be if you're going to live in that and allow yourself to sit there and allow your mind to be there and be consumed with that all the time, right? It's all consuming, and we can't have that being all consuming. We need to push forward. We know that where our focus goes, our energy flows. And if we are focused on the mistakes that we have made from our past, we are never going to be able to get forward and go forward and focus on forward. And that's what today's all about. Focus forward. And so when I talk about that, I know it's easier said than done, right? Because a lot of us are, we all have a past and we all have things that we've done that we're not proud of and things that have happened to us that we're not proud of and, things that are hard to move on from. But if we really want to be the best versions of ourselves, we need to get through it. We need to acknowledge it. We need to learn from it, grow from whatever it is that happened to us. And we might not like that we have to accept it. But at some point, you have to accept it. You have to accept it, and you just have to accept it like, hey, maybe this is my new normal, but I have to keep going and I have to go on with my life. I cannot let this be an obstacle, and I can't let this cripple me. I have to keep moving forward. And this is hard. And so here's a strategy that you can use. Grab that journal, right? I always have it close. So grab that journal. And I'm going to ask that you write down whatever it is that's holding you back. Whatever it is that you're living in, that you're sitting in, that you just can't let go, that your mind just keeps going back to, and you just keep dwelling on this, this past failure, or this past mistake, or this past heartache, whatever it is that is not allowing you to grow. Right? And I want you to write it on that piece of paper. And then after you write it on that piece of paper, I want you to read it to yourself. And I want you to acknowledge it. And I want you to forgive yourself or forgive others, right? In your mind, forgive them. And I want you to think about what you learned from this situation and how you grew from it and how now you need to accept it. And you have to pick up the pieces and you have to move on. And then I'm going to ask you to either cross it out or rip it out of your journal. And I actually want you to either rip it up or burn it, because today is the day that you are just putting that all behind you and you are focusing on forward. Then I want you to take out another piece of paper in your journal. And yes, you're going to take it out. You're literally going to rip it out. And I want you to write something good on that piece of paper, something that you're working toward, a goal. Maybe it's, maybe something you're grateful for, something that you're working on to be the best version of you, whatever it is that you are trying to do, like whatever habit you're trying to build, whatever goal you're trying to work on. Maybe you're trying to be an impact player in life. Whatever it is that you are working on, I want you to put that on that piece of paper. And then I want you to read it. And I want you to sit in it for a little bit and think, what are the things I can do to focus on this? How can I achieve this goal? Right? And I'm good with you focusing on that, because those are positive and those are good things and those things will help you. And I want you to fold up that piece of paper and I want you to put it in your wallet or your handbag or somewhere close. And whenever that mind starts to slip back into whatever failure, regret, mistake that we ripped up and let go, but I know it's hard, I want you to take that out and I want you to read it. And I want you to sit there, and I want all your focus, because we know where our energy, right? Where our focus goes, our energy flows. We know this. And I want you to focus on that and let the energy flow to that new thing, that good thing, the thing that you want to work on, right? This is not easy stuff. This is hard, right? This is hard to do. I get it, right? But you cannot, like, your yesterday does not define your tomorrow. You cannot sit in your yesterday and beat yourself up over it. It's not healthy. It's negative. See it, learn from it, grow from it, accept whatever it is, right? And then you got to pick up the pieces and move on. You got to focus forward, right? The only way through life is through. We know this. We can't go around. We can't live in denial. The only way through is through. So we got to feel all the feels. We got to see what we can learn from the experience. We got to pick up the pieces, and we got to move on. Remember, these past experiences don't define you. Okay? They just shape you. They shape you if you learn from them and see the value in it. And they shape you to be a better person, or to know what you're going to do if that situation happens again. Okay? So focus forward. Take out that little piece of paper and focus on whatever it is that you wrote on that piece of paper. Don't sit in the past. Don't dwell in the past. It is all consuming, and you don't need that. You want to focus on good things in life. Focus forward. I'll see you tomorrow.